Most of us today have heard stories of the millions of women and children forced into prostitution through human trafficking. We're aware and we're grieved. But what about those women in prostitution who weren't trafficked? Did those women willfully choose prostitution? And are they as empowered, independent, and sexually liberated as many would have us believe? What we've come to see through years of research and thousands of conversations with prostituted women across the world is a very different picture of prostitution. And the truth of this picture is that prostitution can be more accurately described as the choice of those with the fewest choices. See, nearly without fail, women enter prostitution from a position of vulnerability. Many women, quote unquote, choose prostitution as underage children, some as young as 12. This so-called choice is often heavily influenced by prior sexual abuse. It is influenced by the unrelenting messages from the media, pop culture, and society that communicate that a woman's primary value is her sex appeal. Many prostituted women and children come from families broken by poverty, addiction, and mental illness. Many are homeless, orphaned, refugees, or suffer some form of social disadvantage. One formerly prostituted woman wrote about the sentiment of choosing prostitution. She said, "When I think about my choices, they were simply these: have men on and inside you, or continue to suffer homelessness and hunger. Take your pick, make your choice." Prostitution preys upon the most vulnerable in our society, coercing individuals through life circumstances to trade sex for the hope of a better life, or even to simply survive. If this is the truth of prostitution, then prostitution is not a choice. If we truly care about the dignity, safety, and empowerment of women and children, then we must fight for a world without prostitution. We must fight for a world where our most vulnerable are offered real choices.
Hello everyone, I am Sister Angela Villalon. I'm the sister in charge of our apostolate in the Bicol region, particularly in the province of Camarines Sur. Our mission in Bicol is indeed a gift from God to our poor brothers and sisters. Our existence is a clear manifestation that His love is vast and eternal. God's hands was our guide, where to go and what to do. I would like to share to you our unique and meaningful experiences while doing our apostolate in the area. And by the way, we started to extend our community in the year 2013. Since then, little by little, we discovered God's plan. When I was in Pasig in the year 2010, we encountered a lot of women coming from Bicol, and most of their stories tell us that they were victims of recruiters. Minsan pa nga po, ang sariling kamag-anak nila or relatives ang nagre-recruit sa kanila. We heard how poor their barrio was and how they were deprived of the opportunity to study and to work. Most of their families were farmers or into fishing, and that's the reason behind why they look for greener pastures in Manila. Life in Bicol is simple, but it is difficult. Masisipag naman po ang mga tao, pero bihira ang opportunity, and oftentimes they could not reap the harvest of their hard work due to the calamities. Here in Bicol, I saw the other side of trafficking. The families behind the victims who fought and tried to move on from their traumatic experiences in the past, and minsan they happen to be the parents of our scholars. The people behind the trafficking, like the recruiters or the headhunters, and most importantly, the future victims. It is in Camarines Sur that we saw a mobile KTV bar that fits the needs of the customers, and they call it Pobre Relax. Para siyang isang maliit na kubo. They usually put it up on areas where the harvesting is. Sa mga lugar where mining is rampant, like in Camarines Norte, pinipili ng mga babae yung mga maruruming paa. Bakit? Dahil sigurado galing sila sa minahan at may mga dala silang gold. In the coastal areas, prostitution is in exchange of fish. May biro pa nga po sila na pag ang anak mo or ang aki mo ay magayon, meaning beautiful, ang kapalit po niyan ay lapu-lapu. Pero pag ang anak mo ay pango ang ilong, ang kapalit po niyan ay dilis o kaya galunggong. Today, because of the pandemic, our bar visitation was hampered. But God's plan has to go on. His love has to be felt by these poor victims. COVID is a real challenge. We have a lot of adjustments to make with the new normal, but we cannot make this pandemic a reason to stop our operation. At the moment, we develop a concrete connection and linkages with the LGU or the local government unit, particularly the Women's Desk or the MSWDO, and with some NGOs for their client referrals, and the result was fruitful. There were also social workers who called us for referrals and some government organization asking for our assistance and intervention. There were also social workers asking for help for clients who were rescued from online sex trafficking or the so-called OSEC and those victims of sexual abuse. It is really challenging now, especially for us here in Luzon, where we have to bring women and children anywhere here to Cebu. Just this month, I was supposed to bring 2 minor clients with a child coming from Pasig City. It was not easy, especially that I was coming from Bicol, considering that it is a 10 hours to 12 hours trip by bus to Manila. With all the protocols and documents needed, including the RT-PCR, swab, or antigen test, we have to undergo. Matagal na dapat madala ang bata, but because of the circumstances of the transportation, medyo natagalan po kami. Supposedly, we have a flight first week of August, few days before the ECQ. Honestly, I already had the feeling that the flight might be interrupted, and just like what I have experienced last year. But despite of that, we did the necessary preparations. Hindi naging madali, even the bus requires a negative test results and for some, a vaccination card. Pagdating sa Manila, we have to undergo or we have to have at least 3 to 5 days quarantine before our trip to Cebu. And test again for the flight. Anyway, we've done all the preparation, we're done with all the tests 2 days before our flight. But suddenly, the airline informed us that our flight was cancelled. But despite of that, still I find it a blessing. Because of this, I was able to create a linkage for me to have a special privilege for a free RT-PCR or antigen test. Kaya lang, marurugado ang dumuko ka iniyo. On the other hand, we also prepared the center for this pandemic. We created measures to secure our centers and our girls and women, oriented the clients on how to prevent ourselves from being infected and others. We also prepared the center just in case somebody will be infected, such as the isolation facility and the COVID kits. We also did some drills or an orientation, murag nag-practice ba, on how to take care of a COVID patient. What we are experiencing now is just a practice of a greater challenge in the future. We need to discover how to face this challenge, how to overcome our fears, and above all, to hope that the Queen of Heaven will mend this situation. Let's continue to do our part, whether you are one of the missionaries or a mission partner. We remain to be steadfast in our faith that God is in control. Believe in His assurance of protection and blessing. Happy anniversary to each and everyone. God bless you and keep safe. Diyos mabalasbo sa Ilduga Boss.
Hello everyone, I am Asinet Reyes, one of the mission partners here in Camarines Sur, Bicol region, specifically at the municipality of Milaor. I'm here to share my experiences as a mission partner of the sisters. I offered my time through assisting them on the educational program, helping the distribution of school supplies in the mountains and the monitoring beneficiaries. I also had a chance to accompany the sisters in the bar visitation, and it brought me a lot of fruitful experiences. We visited both low and middle-class beer KTV bar houses or mga aling-alingan in our Bicolano dialect. It was in the year 2017 when I first visited a KTV bar It looks like a new world to me. It is different from the outside community. I observe a lot of girls that surrounding men while drinking at ang mga damit ng babae ay maikli at kita ang kanilang mga cleavage. At ang iba naman sa kanila ay napakabata at ang iba naman ay may mga anak na. Naantig ang aking puso nang makita ko ang isang babae na nagsasayaw ng pole dancing na ang kanyang kasuotan, bra at panty lamang. At napapalibutan siya ng mga kalalakihan. Parang biniyak ang aking puso sa aking nakita at ako ay naawa dahil kapwa ko siya babae. I both experienced a heartbreaking situation and funny yet unique situation. I cannot forget nung minsan ako napagkamalan ng isa sa mga nagtatrabaho sa loob ng bar at sinabihan ako ng isang customer na, "Ine, saan ka pupunta? Kararating ko lang, aalis ka na." At sinabihan ko siya na hindi po ako dito nagtatrabaho sa loob ng bar. Sabay sabi ko, aalis na po ako. Then we hop to another bar in the town and the next bar in the next town. Then we were distributing rosaries and scapulars when a police car came. Natsyempo na na-raid ang isang bar because of some violations. There I realized that there are a lot to consider when you are out of a mission. We always pray for protection before we start the mission and pray to Jesus to cleanse us on our way home. Sometimes we visit them during the day and bring simple snacks so we'll be able to get a chance to talk to them while they were not drunk yet. I wish that God always lead us in His way, truth, goodness, and righteousness. May the Spirit of the living God be at all times to continue to guide and protect us through the intercession of our Blessed Mother, the Mary Queen of Heaven, in every step we take. May we be hopeful when we fail, and strongly lift up and be more fruitful for Him. Habang may buhay, may pag-asa. The mission is an invitation for us not to judge people, especially yung mga nawawala sa tamang landas. Instead, palagi natin silang ipagdasal na makaahon sila sa kanilang kinasasadlakan. Thank you very much to Mary Queen of Heaven Missionaries sa walang humpay na tulong sa ating mga kapatid na paminsan-minsan nawawala sa tamang landas at nangangailangan ng ating kalinga at dasal. Don't be afraid, God is always there, carry us and care for us. All we have to do is to ask and call His name all the times. God bless us all.
Good day, everyone. I am Melchora Buligao Fronteras, mission partner of the Mary Queen of Heaven Missionaries Bohol. Me and my husband give our yes to God the Father to partake the mission and rescuing for the victims of sexual abuses. In a week, we go to the front municipal social worker and development to ask possible cases and ask for numbers of MSWD for follow-up call. For so many municipalities we've gone, only in our very neighbor, we found one. We bring the mission to the family and offer to Bonita home. With the grace of the Blessed Mother, we gain positive reaction to both parents and the victims. For a long of waiting, for approval and preparation of documents, finally, we could say that we achieved and rescued. We successfully forwarded the child in the shelter of the Blessed Mother in my Bonita home. Praise God, the opportunity to help. After one success, we did not stop to different MSWD offices. We go to different barangay hall in Tubigan, Bohol to find rescue. In one barangay, we share names of two victims of sexual abuse. One age is 12 and other is 16 years old. We immediately visit the family of the victims, offer them the mission, but we failed because for them, Cebu is very far for them. Sana sa Bohol na lang para malapit sa kanila. For the many municipalities we shared the MHQM mission, leaving with them the brochures and the contact numbers, but no one called or texted us for possible rescue. That's all. Thank you. Salamat.
Hello everyone, my name is Maricris Perez, one of the client here in the Home of Love, batch 2011-2017. I was 20 years old at that time and I stay here with my 2 years old son. For those 7 years of staying and living here in the Home of Love, I was learned a lot of things. First thing is how to become faithful to God at all times, face the challenges in life, to stand the fears and worries in life, show good values to other people, be responsible, and perseverance at all times. In the prayers, love, support, and care of the Mary Queen of Heaven missionary sisters, sponsors, and mission partners, I stand firm and given an educational assistance from them. I was studying with a course of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management and I graduated year 2017. Because of dreaming to become a teacher, I was given a chance to proceed 1-year diploma in professional education and I graduated year 2018. These present times, I am currently now working as a secondary teacher for 2 years. I am living independently with my 13 years old son. The prayers, love, care, and support from the Mary Queen of Heaven missionary sisters, sponsors, and mission partners still remain with us. Thank you very much for your loving support to each one of us. That love shared to us, it gives and changes a lot in our lives. Our lives is given a chance to live with a life of success and build a good future that we do not expect to have. May you continue to support and love us as the women and children here in the Home of Love. According to the sayings, life without challenges is boring because challenges in life is the key to success. And I realize that life is hard, but I believe that God will not abandon us, especially at times of hardships. He will send someone to guide, love, and support us. And this is a symbol of all your presence, our dearest sponsors, mission partners, and our beloved Mary Queen of Heaven missionary sisters. Thank you very much, and God bless.